Today I'm talking to Professor Clare Heal, who's Professor of General Practice and Rural Medicine in James Cook University in North Queensland in Australia. A very different situation to us in the UK.
Well, I mean, the national policy has been pretty similar to other countries in that we've been looking at social isolation and reducing, basically flattening the curve. I think what's differed is that the response, the epidemiological response to social isolation has been really effective and really rapid. So initially, when the isolation policy was first initiated, we had around 400 new cases per day. And now, a month later, we're actually getting sort of in single figures. So around, I think yesterday was 8 new cases Australia-wide. And the state which I live in, Queensland, there's actually been 0 new cases most days for the past week. I just read actually that our current reproductive rate is 0.4, which is really quite low. It looks like eradication's a possibility.
Is contact tracing something that's happening in Australia?
Yes, so there's a new government app, I think it's Go COVID or something. I actually installed it surprisingly yesterday, and it basically works through Bluetooth, not through GPS, and the idea is it's on your phone, and if you've been in contact with a positive case, you're informed, and it basically records anybody's phone that you've been in contact with for 15 minutes for the past few days. So it's a bit controversial from a privacy point of view. The government's trying to get 10 million people to download. I think they've got 2 million so far. It is controversial from a privacy point of view, but to me, it sort of does make epidemiological sense that if we actually want to be able to get out and about, that we have to start looking at little COVID outbreaks and basically initiating lots of contact tracing to try and reduce those hotspots.
Do you have a problem with nursing homes and COVID in nursing homes?
Yes, so there's been a lot of deaths in nursing homes, as in with other countries. There's a bit of a problem at the moment. A lot of nursing homes have sort of locked down and aren't allowing visitors, and that sort of caused some controversy as well, because that's not been considered to be entirely appropriate in some cases. So whereas while people are very protective of nursing homes, there's also been some care being taken that the residents aren't being completely locked away, and that reasonable access for relatives is allowed.
We hear a lot about what's happening in New Zealand.
New Zealand have taken quite a similar policy to our own, and it was very sudden, but they actually had more of a radical lockdown. They weren't allowed outside the house for anything, I think, even non-essential services. But they've had a rapidly flattening curve and a rapid decrease of new cases as well. They've got a similar reproductive rate to our own. So when we're looking forward, when we eventually are able to open our borders, there's some talk that flights across the Tasman may reopen, and that Australians and New Zealanders may be able to reciprocate travel, just restricted to those 2 countries.
It sounds like it will be quite some time before you have any visitors from the Northern Hemisphere.
Yes, we're not letting those Europeans in. So, but yeah, no, I mean, we're aware that in comparison, we're so lucky and tremendously lucky in comparison.
Thank you very much for that Australian perspective. Today, I've been talking to Professor Clare Heal, Professor of General Practice and Rural Medicine in North Queensland in James Cook University. Clare, thank you very much indeed.